the tutorial on the Learning Spark Fund Slack workspace. We'll be using this workspace to communicate with each other, to share information, documents, and reminders, to troubleshoot together, and to exchange ideas and go deeper into themes to really start this learning exchange that the Learning Spark Fund is all about. So, of course, to be a part of this community, you need to first join our Slack space. To do that, go to your browser and type in bit.ly/join/LSF, LSF in capital for Learning Spark Fund. If it's not capital, it won't work. This will lead you directly to the page where we will ask you to join our Slack workspace, starting with entering your email address. So enter your email address, click continue, and Slack will walk you through a few different steps to allow you to create a Slack account if you don't already have one, but particularly to join our specific Slack workspace called the Learning Spark Fund. Once you have joined our Learning Spark Fund Slack workspace, it will open up in a browser window. I would highly suggest that instead of going to the browser window of Slack every time, you install the desktop application. You can go to slack.com and find out about installing the desktop application. Once you have it, you'll see something similar to this. So now that you are a member of our community, we want to know a bit about you. The first thing we'd like you to do is update your profile. So in order to update your profile, go to the upper left hand, click on your name, move down to View Profile. Once you click on View Profile, you'll see it on the right. So you see your basic information and you want to click on the little pencil Edit Profile. From here, you can upload any photo, put in your name, your actual name, and then your display name, what you want people to see you as within Slack. So here I've added my support facilitator title to help you know within Slack who I am. Adding your role, what you do at Learning Spark Fund, so who you are, what your organization and role is, a phone number if you would like to add it, your time zone, a link to your organization's website, which Child Marriage Alliance you're affiliated with, where you're from, what your learning spark is. So what learning topic or approach really excites you, and the organization, group, or institution you're affiliated with. Once you have filled out your profile, click Save Changes, and everything will save to your profile. Profiles are available by clicking on others' names. So we can see that Delight still has to fill in his profile. What else can you do on Slack? Well, you'll notice that there are channels. Channels are the way that Slack has to organize conversation into different spaces. We have organized conversation into 4 main topics and then also country groups. Our 4 main topics are this welcome. You also see the titles in French for our Francophone community members, welcome channel. And in the welcome channel, we can see from the channel description that this channel is for sharing general information. You can also leave greetings for others here. This will all be about general information. The using Slack channel, number 2, will give tips and guidelines to easily find your way around this Slack space. You can see we've already started sharing some documents here. Number 3, notice that we're going to the English title, so as not to go to the Francophone channel. Channel number 3 is about discussing themes. What do we mean by that? So we want to inspire discussion. What are these key concepts and ideas that we want to dive into in the Learning Spark Fund? And let's start discussing them, digging into them, unpacking them, and getting a deeper understanding of this link between child marriage and adolescent sexuality. Within this channel, we'll also have other ways to exchange. But given that this link between child marriage and adolescent sexuality is really the heart of the Learning Spark Fund and the learning exchanges that we would like to have through the Spark Fund, let's start talking about them in this channel. Channel 4 is about the application. So we'll give you info, and you can ask your questions about the application process, the different documents, the timeline, any issues you might run into as you're preparing or thinking about your application in this channel number 4. And then, of course, you can go and find your country's channel. So, for example, if you are part of the India team, you can go and join the India team. In each channel, you'll see that the most important posts are pinned to the top. So if we go to the welcome post, you can see the welcome channel. You can see the most important posts by clicking on the pin just under the channel name at the top. They'll open up in a panel to your right. These are the posts that we have decided are the most important for you to read in each channel. They're really the fundamentals that we want to share with you. You'll see that they are orange within the channel itself. The issue is, as we add more and more things to this channel, you'll have to scroll and scroll and scroll to get up to them. So instead, in each channel, you can click on the pin and you'll see the pinned posts to your right. There's some great things that you can do within each channel to react to and reply to what's being said. So for example, in channel 3, Omar Alexander answered the question that we've been asking, and maybe I have a reaction to that. There's 2 different things I can do. When I float over the message, I can click and add a reaction with the smiley face. So I think that's fantastic. Give him a thumbs up. He sees my thumbs up. I could also decide to share the message or to reply specifically to his message by starting a thread. Once I start a thread, I can create almost a small side channel where we will talk specifically about this one thing. And it will continue on the side. You'll see in the main channel that there's a reply. And when you click on the reply, you'll see that open to the right. You might be saying, that's all great, but where are the basic documents? Well, you can find the documents within the different channels. We'll be sharing them little by little as time goes on and documents are ready. You can also see them in the channel by clicking on it. We'll load here, and it will also give me the option to download if I would like. So I can look at this document within the channel. I can also download it. But really, the best place to find all of these documents together is at bit.ly/LSF documents, LSF for Learning Spark Fund documents. So you can open that in your browser window and go to a Google Drive folder that is housing all of the documents that are relevant for this community skyrocket phase of the Learning Spark Fund. I can click on any document to open it, and I can click on the download arrow to download it to my desktop or somewhere else. So these are all of the documents that we would like to share with you, some in English, others in French for our Francophones. So we've talked about the channels and the documents and conversations you might find within the channels. We should probably also talk about direct messages. Within Slack, you can send a direct message to anyone. Within a channel, anyone who's a member of that channel will see your message, but a direct message is only between you and that person. So for example, I want to say hello to Grace. I see Grace on the right, on the left. I click on her name and I say, hello, Grace. I can also share, once again, any type of emoji with Grace, including our custom Spark Fund emojis. And Grace will see that as a direct message to her and she can reply. If you don't see the name of the person you're looking for in the list under direct messages, click on the plus sign and then look for that person. Maybe I want to write to Adungo. I start typing his name. I click and then I hit go and it will start a direct message space with Adungo. Two more things I would like to share with you about using Slack. Slack has what we call apps. So within the Slack workspace, we have different functionalities that we've added specifically for you to use. One is the Translate app. So you'll notice that we have both Francophones and Anglophones within the same space, but in the welcome channel, we want to talk to each other. So let's test the Translate app. Next to each message, when you hover over, you'll have 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots and you'll see in the list that pops up an option to translate this message. Click on that translate this message, and the first time you do so, it will ask you to choose the language into which you would like to translate the message. So I'm going to choose French. Once I have chosen my language, anytime I go to those 3 dots and translate this message, it will automatically give me that message in the language I've chosen. So once you set it up the first time, every time you use it, it will translate directly into that target language you've selected. The other app that we've added for you is called Jitsi. Jitsi allows you to create a free and easy video conference space and link from directly within a Slack channel. So let's say that I'm part of the India team and I would like to have a call with all of those in the India team. All I need to do is type /Jitsi, Jitsi, and then hit return twice. Return. This will create a Jitsi Meet space automatically, as well as a button that will allow everyone who clicks it from within this channel to join that space. So note that we're not clicking on this link, which is the generic Jitsi link, but we'll be clicking on the join button. Once you click on the join button, you will automatically see yourself and anyone else who joins this space. And you have the same options as any video conference call. You can mute, you can hang up, you can start or stop your video. And when you're done, you leave. So that is a quick tutorial to the Slack workspace in general, and specifically to how we're going to be using the Slack workspace for the Learning Spark Fund. If you have any questions for us about Slack, feel free to add them to the Using Slack channel. You can also reach out to any of us who have a title like facilitator or project support. You can send us a direct message and allow us to answer your questions. Enjoy using Slack. Enjoy your time in our Learning Spark Fund community. We look forward to learning with you and from you in the coming weeks as you prepare your application for the Community Skyrocket phase. Best of luck.